What can we expect in a world that on one hand creates an insatiable appetite for goods and services, while on the other decreases the wages and reduces employment opportunities? What's the answer? It's interesting to note that our capacity to produce goods and services does not appear to be related to money. Today, there is not enough money to solve all of our social problems, but there are certainly more than enough available resources. The Venus Project envisions a solution by implementing a resource-based economy. This uses existing resources rather than money. All resources would be made available to the entire population. A world can be designed for all humankind to live fully and constructively when the powers of science and technology are directed toward human fulfillment and overcoming scarcity.
This period in history will probably go down as the lowest development because we have the technical potential to wipe out poverty, treat all human illnesses, give research labs whatever they need without ever digging up nickels and dimes or pennies for research. We have all the necessary resources. All that is required is the humane use of science and technology.
Have you ever wondered where the first monetary system came from in the first place? It evolved many centuries ago in an age of scarcity and continues to this day as a medium of exchange for resources or labor. In this way, it is necessary for people to work in order to support themselves and their families. The disadvantage about money is that its value is constantly changing. How can a society possibly become stable and secure when the value of its currency is so erratic? Today, money is used to regulate the economy, not for the benefit of the general populace, but for those who control the monetary wealth of nations. The real key to the power of money is in maintaining higher prices through planned obsolescence or an artificial scarcity. Unfortunately, we even destroy food crops to maintain scarcity and higher prices. In other instances, farmers are paid not to grow food while people go hungry. This is sometimes referred to as the conscious withdrawal of efficiency. It is not money that people really need, but freedom of access to the necessities of life. In a resource-based economy, all that would be required are the resources and the manufacturing and distribution of the products.
The ideas of a resource-based economy are really similar to the functioning of the human body. See, when you get an infection in your toe, there's no committee meeting that sends a committee to the brain, and the brain says, yes, we're going to do a 3-month study on that. By that time, your infection's up to your knee. The body has built-in nervous system that immediately supplies antibodies to the infected region. That's exactly what a resource-based economy is. Now then, if you went back to the free enterprise system or a monetary system, suppose the brain said, look, I do all the thinking, I want most of the oxygen and the nutrients. And then the lungs would say, well, look, if I don't clean the blood and oxygenate it, you couldn't function as a brain. And the brain says, all right, I'll give you enough to survive. Then the liver says, now wait a while, I'm a filter. I'm important in the function of the body. So all the organs of the human body are well provided for. And this is how it is that we survive. Only the arrangement of human systems is not like that. The Venus Project advocates the application of nature's way to the social system.
I like the holistic approach of the Venus Project because it looks at how things relate to other things. So much today, we see a problem and we solve that problem and we create another problem. Everything is like a lattice, a pattern in a crystal growing, and everything relates to everything else. So many of our failures are based on thinking things are independent. And what Jack does is look at the future as a whole and all of the elements of it.
A resource-based economy and the linking of computers with automated machines called cybernation could usher in the end of the age of scarcity. Hunger, war, crime, poverty, drugs, planned obsolescence, and the unnecessary suffering in the world today.
Some of the incentives that we would see in this new society would be the end of poverty, the end of war, the end of territorial disputes, the end of hunger. These are the things that would produce in most people a feeling of fulfillment and would benefit humanity in overall.
It is neither communistic nor socialistic nor free enterprise. No system remains static. The kings, most of them are gone, and newer systems are coming in. No system can freeze and hold their particular position.
The primary objective of a resource-based economy is to apply all science and clean technology intelligently to protect the environment and improve the lives of everyone rather than just a selected few.
Fighting for equal rights and equal justice in an unjust system does not produce sufficient changes. We must design and construct a society where equal rights are an integral part of the society and not just a paper proclamation that are subject to individual interpretations.
All social systems, regardless of political philosophy, religious beliefs, or social customs, ultimately depend on natural resources such as clean air and water, arable land, and the necessary technology and personnel to maintain a high standard of living. The real wealth of any nation lies in its developed and potential resources and the people who are working toward the elimination of scarcity and the providing of a more humane lifestyle for everyone.
It works with cleaning the environment, giving people a better lifestyle, making things available to people, so you really change people's, we don't change people's behavior, but people's behavior would change if the environment was different.
When goods and services are made available, there would be no limit to the human potential.
In a resource-based economy where we have access to all the good things in life, all the things that this bountiful world and appropriate technology can provide without being constrained to obligations to our employer or to the financial system, the upwelling of individual expression would be immeasurable.
Everyone would have the freedom to pursue whatever constructive field of endeavor they choose without any of the economic pressures that we face today. This new lifestyle would not just be idle leisure and recreation, but will develop the intellect, health, and the well-being of each individual. The measure of success would be based on the fulfillment of one's personal interests rather than on the acquisition of wealth, property, and power.
They'd be so fulfilled in their own lives and what they're doing. And this is the kind of society that we're proposing, a society in which self-fulfillment, not dependency on government, not dependency on your parents or your husband, but a self-growth, self-realization in which you find a great deal of self-worth, and things that you get involved in give you the necessary reinforcement for furthering that general direction.